Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Torchwood reaction. This is Hard Live, and my name is Matt. Okay, what's up? How's everyone doing? So last week on Torchwood we had Adrift. It was a very good and powerful episode. It was very emotive. And it seems that it's generally received as a good episode from what I've seen, and I really did enjoy that episode a lot. It was like it did muster genuine emotion in me, and whenever that happens, it's usually good, right? It's usually good whenever a piece of media makes you emote like that. So I really enjoyed that, and yeah, it was a story. It was a very one-off episode, as we do have those in Torchwood, but it was weird because it was like only when she was like the only character in that episode. Like the rest of the team was there, but not really. Jack was kind of a part of the episode, but not even entirely. It was just mostly Gwen, and yeah, and I did enjoy that. So as for what actually happened, doesn't really matter doing recaps for Torchwood, but um she found out that Jack had this like institution where people that get displaced by the ref, because we learned that the ref not only spits things here in Cardiff but also sucks people into it. It sent this like random ass kid into a whatever world that was on fire, and he got super scarred and saved and traveled through space and eventually got spit back out here. But by that point it's been like 40 years, and it was just awful. And then Gwen eventually gets the mother that's still looking for the son to come and see him after convincing Jack. And then they have this emotional reunion where she was in denial, and then she eventually came around to it. But then the terrifying, like horrific truth is that the kid is so fucked up, not only physically but also mentally, to the point that now he has this like PTSD reaction for some reason every day, and for 20 hours he just screams, and it's this is like ungodly scream that you can never like forget, and so the mother will never not hear that. But I do like that. So there's this weird thing at the end where the mom is like it raises the question of, was it worth it? Like, was it the right choice? Whatever Gwen did, and because it's like the mom now knows, and she can go and visit the son, and that will maybe help the son in some way, or at the very least he won't be lonely anymore. But the mom is just like, I wish I didn't know. I wish I hadn't known that shit. Like she literally said that. So it was like, who knows, man? And at the end, Gwen was a wreck, and Andres helped her with that, and that was nice. So that was the episode. It was pretty good. But yeah, I think we can just start here. Is it episode 12? I think it is 12. I was about to check, but I kept talking. So Torchwood, season 2, episode 12. Let's go.
4 or 5 signs of life. Definitely non-human.
Okay, Winston here.
Tashika, split up.
Okay. The entire gang is split. Don't like it. Okay. That's like yeah, I was about to say that's like a bomb. Well, y'all are dead.
Snap.
I mean, I know they're not dead, but they could be dead. But then they didn't die when they died, you know? She slept in. I mean, we know Jack can't die. I also know for sure Yanta doesn't die. I don't know about the other two, though. Ugh. I like his fucking sideburns. They're more unfazed than he is. Okay.
Listen, you only had to ask. We get a room though.
Oh my god. What are they doing to him? He's covered in water.
Put that down before someone gets it.
Alright, we're back.
Why aren't you dead yet?
Been trying to figure that out myself.
We've been monitoring you.
Okay.
Who's the doctor?
No idea.
The doctor. He'll be able to fix me. First, I'm going to kiss him. Then, I'm going to kill him. Transcripts of your conversations with strangers
kill him.
in various drinking dens since you first came to our attention.
Who the fuck are you? Torchwood? Is this the Torchwood quarters?
You're in Torchwood, Cardiff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is Torchwood.
Institute was created to combat the threat.
Right. Initially, Torchwood was to combat the Doctor. I remember.
Tell us his location.
I don't know!
He literally says every time, wait until I see him.
Left me behind, hoping if I stayed here long enough, we'd find each other.
This is all true.
There are opportunities here with the Institute.
Oh, this is when he would hire
You're upsetting the schedule.
Captain Haarute.
I'm Torchwood.
Okay, he's Torchwood. It's fucking sideburns.
Just a kid. Send him back to where he came from.
If only we could. The rift only goes one way.
What do you do? Observe
It
and
doesn't.
profile the species, then transfer him to long-term storage?
Well, he really did turn Torchwood around. Initial Torchwood wasn't great, because I remember the Queen was like, welcome back. I was taking it. He's good. He's just gonna quietly
Assignment.
do his job.
No.
Never
A
mind.
few people.
Yeah.
He's pretty. You're pretty.
Oh, okay. They're lesbians. Cool. Well, she could be bi. Are they gonna like torture him? I like this. A lot of Captain Jack backstory.
Can I read your cards?
Tower, Jack of Swords, and
Coming.
Two of Hearts.
When you're looking for.
The moon.
The century will turn twice before you find each other again.
Okay.
Got 100 years to find him?
Is that just him in the car?
What'll I do in the meantime?
Torchwood. So when was this? Like late 1800s? 1999? Nice. Oh my god, is Torchwood gonna tackle into the Y2K? So right at this moment, the 8th Doctor was fighting the Master in America.
Anyone home? Hey, you know you're supposed to party like it.
Your team died? Wow, he got shot through the head.
What happened? Who did this?
He did.
Me.
Torchwood broke him.
We thought we could control the stuff we found. And what's it brought us? So much death. Torchwood 3. My gift to you, Jack. For a century of service as field operative. Give this place a purpose.
He's gonna kill himself.
Alex, listen. It's gonna be okay.
No.
The fact that he's trying to save him.
I looked inside. It showed me what's coming. They were mercy killings. It's the kindest thing I could do. So none of us see the storm. Can't do the same for you.
Because you can die.
21st century, Jack. Everything's gonna change.
That's what Jack said in the first episode. Well, that's what he says every recap. Yeah, there you go. Could you at least aim to the different directions so the blood wouldn't splatter his way?
He was dead. I checked his pulse. He was dead. Right.
I like the risks here. Okay, she's alive. Maybe not for long, though. That's really bad. 5 years. Are we just gonna get backstory for like literally every Torchwood character? Ooh, this episode is important, isn't it?
You work too hard.
Was she like a spy or whatever? Okay, so was she already working for Torchwood and she's doing spy job? Maybe she's working for someone else and doing spy job. We literally don't know anything about Tasha's backstory. We saw her mom one time. I mean, something's going to happen because there has to be conflict on this backstory. Is she gonna build like a replica of it in like a single night? She building a fucking sonic screwdriver, dude. Like,
I want to see my mother.
oh
I
shit.
want to know she's safe. Now.
She got blackmailed into doing some shit.
Oh, Gaza! You've got what you want. Now let her go.
Well, except now you're the victim of your own success. Perfectly situated, proven ability. You can give us so much more.
She's bleeding. Okay, Torchwood save them, or unit. She got locked up. Oh shit. This is a backstory. It was unit. How did she get saved? How long was she there? She could have been there for literally 4 years. Jack! There he is. The fucking lights and shit. Come with me if you want to have a life.
They're going to keep you here without charge. Forever. You made this, right?
I just followed the plans.
Yeah, kinda. But first, you had to grasp the concept of what a sonic modulator does. The plans don't work.
What?
The technical plans you followed, they were wrong. They had mistakes in them.
The only
That's
reason
why
why
the
it
plans were
worked
shelved.
is because you made it.
Oh, baby, you're good.
What do you have to say like that?
Shame you're gonna be locked up for so long.
You've got to get me out of here.
If you come work for
The
me.
fact that he wanted her to say it.
Give me 5 years. I got them to wipe your record clean.
What do you do?
Protect people.
At least try to.
That's what I'm aiming for.
Why would you trust me?
Instinct. Think you could bear a little danger?
Yeah, hard cut to that. No, it's Yanto. Okay. I'm waiting to see Owen because Owen could literally be like in half. 21 months earlier. Alright, Yanto. Good tackle. Get pepper sprayed.
And you are?
Oh, he wasn't part of Torchwood.
Jones. Yanto Jones.
Nice to meet you, Jones, Yanto Jones.
Look like a weevil to me.
What's
I
he?
have no idea what you're talking about. By the way, love the coat.
You two are gonna bang a lot in the future.
Morning.
So he was just there outside of the office?
Coffee?
What the fuck?
I want to work for you.
Sorry, no vacancies.
Look, let me tell you about myself.
Yanto Jones, born August 19th, 1983.
He did a lot
Able
of-
student, but not exceptional. You joined the Torchwood Institute in London.
Oh, yeah.
Researcher, girlfriend Lisa Hallett.
Deceased.
Sorry, we're nothing to do with Torchwood London. I severed all links.
2 members of your team scavenged the ruins.
We don't want the equipment getting into the wrong hands.
And you're the right hands, are you?
The fact that he wanted to do all of this just for Lisa.
There is no job for you here, and there never will be.
I really like that coat.
Is it just gonna compliment you into working for you? So yeah, I completely forgot about the fact that he was working for the other version of Torchwood with the Lisa shit.
Keep stalking me, I'll wipe your memory.
No, but the thing is...
Look, any conversation between us, no matter what the...
He has something important to say right now, I think.
So you're not going to help me catch this pterodactyl then?
Was he the one that brought the pterodactyl here? Yanto's the reason why the pterodactyl is a Torchwood. Oh my god.
You smell like that naturally.
51st century pheromones.
Oh my god. Oh my god, is that the reason? I like that the central extension was there from like day one.
I've got somewhere nice and big where you can fly around.
Okay, so you're like the pterodactyl and not me.
Guard dog.
I could be that.
I like.
Like a receptionist.
He literally became that.
Building maintenance. Food and drink.
Yanto, we're in the middle of something right now.
Like a butler, I could be a butler.
We don't need a button.
You do. Okay, he injected it. In the leg, it's not the best.
Sorry.
He almost fell on you. Both of them are laughing. Oh my god. Sexual tension was right there. Immediately.
I should go.
And Jack is gonna be like, no, please stay.
Report for work first thing tomorrow. Like the suit, by the way.
And that's why he wears that suit every time. Everywhere. So he was probably... Right there at the end shot, he was very sad. And I'm pretty sure the reason why he was very sad is because he was thinking of Lisa. And he was thinking of like, oh shit, I have a chemistry with this other person. I'm not ready to move on. Okay. Owen's not gonna heal from this. He's in half. That window could fall on him and split him in half. Well, I don't know if it was a window. 4 years earlier, okay.
Oh, go on. Please, please.
Oh no! Oh no! Owen had a family and he was proper?
I'm marrying you, even if it kills
Okay, that's awful. That's the worst way you could have started Owen's backstory. Because something that that immediately tells me that something really bad is gonna happen to this life. Well, he looks somewhat unhappy right now.
Katie. Yeah?
Both of them kind of do, maybe.
Milk. Stop nagging me. I don't want to have milk. I've never liked milk. I want to have...
Oh.
Tea. I want to have tea without...
Okay. This is what's happening.
Milk. Oh, tea without milk.
Alright. Does she have Alzheimer's? Or something? Wow. Okay.
All the evidence suggests she has early onset Alzheimer's.
Youngest case in medical history.
Wow.
You don't understand, Jim, okay? One day she's fine. She's perfect memory of the old Katie, and the next there's nothing. She's blank.
Some alien shit happened. That sucks.
It's not the brain deteriorating, it's a clear physical tumor.
That wasn't there last week.
Not that we saw. We need to take you into surgery as soon as possible and remove the tumor.
You understand? Katie.
I can't remember your name.
The surgery's gonna fail. It's gonna fucking fail. Or worse. No, I think it's gonna fail, but she's either A, gonna die, or B, not gonna die, but she's gonna be left in a state that is gonna be so fucked. Because, like, whatever happens is gonna break Owen forever.
I'm sorry.
Some alien bullshit happened. She killed everyone. Oh, that's what that was.
What is it?
Sorry. I tried to stop them. She's dead.
She can't be dead. She can't be dead.
I need to take her brain back with me.
Don't touch her. Don't touch her.
Of course. This is awful. So this is what broke Owen forever.
Katie's tumor was inoperable. There was nothing anyone could have done.
This is wrong.
I'm giving you 3 months prescribed rest.
It wasn't just me. He was there too.
The footage is gonna cut.
There's no what happened. There's no what happened.
So how is he gonna contact Torchwood again? Is Jack gonna... Yeah, Jack is gonna come into contact with him. He's not running away from you, dude. He's gonna go and punch him.
You could have saved her! You could have saved her!
I couldn't. I really couldn't.
I like that. I like that hug.
You need a purpose.
Oh, that's why he
Building
recruited him.
something. I need a medic.
He needs a doctor.
You don't give up easily. I need someone like that to work with me in Cardiff.
To fight aliens.
Exactly.
Mental collapse.
I like that he's going through the rational steps before just giving up.
I thought if I could save one life, mine would be worthwhile.
This is what he said in the Atom episode.
You can never save enough.
Alright.
Maybe here you can.
Hold my hands. Hold my hands.
Okay. Okay. I cannot believe he's intact. I cannot believe he's in one piece. Okay, so here's the thing now. Someone set you up. Yeah, exactly. Something. He was mother. It's this motherfucker. He came back. Fucking Captain John Hart.
All that time, you can't spare any for me. Been a while since you've seen your brother, eh, Jack?
Fuck you.
Everything you love, everything you treasure, will die. I'm gonna tear your world apart. Captain Jack Harkness. Piece by piece. Starting now. Maybe now you want to spend some time with me.
Is this why? Oh my god. The Master's back. Torchwood's The Master's back. Okay, that episode was really good. It was a very good context and drama for the team episode. Because sometimes we have episodes that are just kind of like one-offs, you know, just catching alien of the week or drama of the week, like previous episode. It was a very dramatic and emotive episode, but it wasn't necessarily relevant to any overarching plot or storyline. This one was. because this gave us full or almost full context for every main character in the Torchwood team. So, okay, let's go in order. So first of all, we got a context for Jax. We got to see how Jack joined Torchwood to begin with. So it was, I don't know exactly when it was. It was 13, 12 deaths previously. I'm assuming it was about the late 1800s. And Jack was just hanging out. And he was just drinking and doing shit. And he got killed in a bar fight. And then it was fine. But then the Torchwood lesbians showed up. And they took him in and they tried to kill him. They actually did kill him. But then they actually killed him twice. Once with like the electroshock, and then they just shot him in the head, and then he woke back up. So then they were like, "Okay, you can't die. What the fuck is happening?" And then they asked Jack about the doctor, and Jack told them exactly what's going on. She told him, "He left me behind. I came here looking for him. And yes, like I haven't seen him. I'm trying to look for him. He needs to refuel here at this rev you got here in Cardiff. So at some point, maybe we'll find him again. And I'll like, I just realized that like this was probably the case. But when the Doctor and Jack first refueled at the Cardiff rev in season 1, in series 1, in fucking, what's the name? In fucking Boomtown. In fucking Boomtown. They came here to refuel. And, like, I think it's a very real possibility that, like, they refueled and Jack was just, there was another Jack just underneath them when that happened at the Torchwood base. Because I'm pretty sure the Torchwood base was already there at that point. So yeah, that was probably like a Back to the Future 2 situation. Jack was already there, but he was like, I can't interact with my past self and the past version of the Doctor, so I'll have to wait for another version of you to coincide with me, which is what he said in Utopia. He said, I had to wait for to find a version of you that would coincide with mine. So yeah, that was probably it. Fucking, that's dope to think of. I never thought of it that way. That Jack was already there when he showed up the first time. He was just right underneath them, right at the Torchwood base, because they were already at the Rift. They were at the Torchwood base, so yeah. Back in the day, Torchwood just used to get aliens and just kill them, just shoot them in the head, because, you know, Torchwood was made in order to save the Empire from phantasmagoric shit, from weird shit, essentially, which is a very old-timey view on things. And it was exactly what, like, the Queen said on the first, like, Torchwood, when Torchwood was created in series 2, Tooth and Claw, I think that was the episode. So yeah, like, it makes total sense that this two chicks, they just let Torchwood, and they were like, all right, we're just gonna find these islands and kill them. That's it. And I like that Jack was like, okay, so what do we do now? We take him back to where he came from. It's like, no, Torchwood only goes one way. And it's like, well, what are we going to do then? Just kill him instantly. And Jack was like, what the fuck? Then Jack got paid and he was like, all right, I'm taking the money, but I'm out. I'm fucking done with this shit. And so then Jack got, okay, give me a second. So I want to see what tarot cards did Jack get. Okay, so Jack got the Tower, Ace of Swords, and then 3 of Swords. Was that what he got? I'm actually going to go and check. Tower, Jack of Swords, and 3 of Swords. Jack of Swords! Fuck! Jack of Swords! That's so dumb. It's not the ace, it's the Jack. Of course it's the Jack of Swords. Like, that's not even a real thing. Jack of Swords is not a thing. Like, I googled it. There's the Knight of Swords. There's the fucking Ace of Swords. There's a Page of Swords. There's not a Jack of Swords anywhere. That was entirely for the cheese of just showing John Barrowman in that card and just being like, yeah, he's a Jack. And I like that he looks at the card and he's like, yeah, it kind of looks like me, I suppose. Without the fucking mullet. Not the mullet, the fucking sideburns. And then she got Ace of Cups, the Moon. Okay, Ace of Cups. She got Ace of Cups, didn't she? Yeah, it was Ace of Cups, the Moon, and I have no idea what the last one was. It was covered. Okay. Yeah, I don't know that much tarot in order to know exactly what the fuck that means. But when she got the Tower, I freaked out because I was like, Tower is a bad one. I know that the Tower is a bad one. The Tower means that everything's fucked. You never want to get the Tower when you get a Tower reading. But I suppose, depending on what the combination is, you can get something that matters. But whatever. So, those Torchwood chicks probably just got that kid to go and do a tarot reading on Jack. And they were like, yeah, convince him to come back to us. And then he did. And then he signed up for Torchwood again. That's probably what happened. They didn't go into that, but that's just my headcanon of it. They just got that kid in order to do the tarot reading. Otherwise, it was super random. But, you know, fate and all that. If you want to go by the rules, the Doctor Who universe works on fate. Which it could be, you know? Fictional worlds usually do have this, like, fate aspect to them sometimes, and that's kind of neat. But, alright, so that is the Jack backstory. He died a lot. 13, 12 deaths previously. So, okay, So if it's been 200 years, that means he would have had to die, like 6 times a year? Would that be it? Right? Sorry, my brain is smooth and I get distracted and it's easier for me to just do the calculator. So yeah, you would have had to be like 6-7 times a year. And they did say you die like 12 times in the last 6 months alone, I think. So, you know, that okay, Jack died a lot. I suppose he lived a very reckless life. Makes sense. So he just probably didn't mind dying. But he was probably very self-destructive about it for a while too. So it makes sense that he died a lot in the early years. And then the average went way lower. But then his death count probably went way higher after he joined Torchwood. And he was like, alright, so now I'm dealing with alien shit on Wrestling Weevils or whatever. So I'm probably going to die a lot. Alright, that makes sense. Then we got the Toshiko backstory. And I like that we actually finally got fucking some backstory for Tosh. Because Tosh was probably the most... Yeah, absolutely the most underdeveloped character of the entire cast. She still is. But now we got something to work with. And that explains to us. Okay, so she infiltrated doing hard work into some kind of a high-tech facility. Then she got... So Unit locked her up indefinitely, probably forever. And... Wait, did Jack take 5 years to take... Give me 5 years, I'll get him to wipe your records clean. Probably not. Okay, so that... I don't think that means that she was locked up for 5 years. I think that means that she was... That Jack would get her records clean in 5 years, you know? He probably would have gotten her out of there earlier. Maybe it took like a year. Maybe it was instantaneous. I don't know. But it couldn't have been 5 years because the backstory starts with 5 years previously, right? So if it starts with that... Give me a second. 5 years earlier. Yeah, so it could have been 5 years that she was locked up because Torchwood Season 1 happened. So it could have been 4 years at the latest. Right? I would say 3.5 at the latest because she had been working for Torchwood for a while when joined up. At least that's the vibe I got. So I'm gonna say 3.5 locked up at the most. So, oh, and I forgot, I just saw it, but a little bit of Jack backstory that I forgot is that then in 99, in New Year's Eve for the 2000, was that it? Yeah, that's why the celebrations were so big. New Year's Eve 2000, New Year's Eve 1999. Yeah, and there's a countdown. Yeah. Yeah, so I think this was the 2000 New Year's Eve for 99 2000. When the Doctor was in America fighting the Eric Robert Masters who always dressed for the occasion. And and he fucking tossed him into the TARDIS, and then he turned back time and saved fucking the fucking Asian dude and the girl, and that was dope. Fucking the Doctor Who movie is so fucking dope, dude. Like, okay, if any of you Torchwood people have not seen the Doctor Who 1996 movie that takes place in 99 in America, you're fucking missing out. That movie's fucking fire. That's like, that movie is better than like half the Doctor Who episodes I've watched. Maybe more than half. I enjoyed it so much. Just fucking check my reaction to it. It's on the channel. It was fucking great. I did it for New Year's too. It was fantastic. That movie is so good. I love that movie so much. But anyway, so then Jack went to Torchwood HQ, and his entire team was dead. And the reason why they were dead is because his other team member, Alex, killed them. So Alex explains that he saw. So so there's this thing where with this guy Alex goes they were mercy killings, and then he's like, my gift to you, Jack, is Torchwood 3. Century of Service as field operative. Give this place a purpose. So I suppose Jack was not in charge of Torchwood up until this point. He was just like a field operative. And then this guy, Alex, was the guy in charge. And then he gave Torchwood to Jack, being like, okay, you have to lead this place now. You're the only one left. And goes, Jack, you gotta turn this place around. If you can. And then I like that Jack could tell that this guy was not okay. Alex was not okay. And Jack goes, Alex, it's gonna be okay. Like, Alex, calm down. You know, and he was like crying and shit. Of course he was crying. His team members just died. But also he was like trying to talk him down. Because he realized that this guy, Alex, he was not okay. It's not, oh, you murdered, you killed my friends. It was like, no. He's also like in a bad spot. He didn't kill them because he wanted to kill them. He killed them for mercy. And then Alex explains, I looked inside of whatever the fuck this thing is. And he goes, it showed me what's coming. There were mercy killings. It was the kindest thing I could do. Sorry, I can't do the same. So none of us can see the storm. I'm sorry I can't do the same for you, Jack. Because he's like, you can't die. 21st century, Jack. Everything's gonna change. And we're not ready. And then he shoots himself. My man Alex could have aimed at a different direction, right? Like, he shot himself like this. He could have just done this instead. And then it wouldn't have been... blood wouldn't have splattered all over Jack's face. You know? He could have been a little bit, more considerate. Because I think some of the blood got in his side, too. That's how you get HIV, man. Anyway, so Toshiko backstory. I'm sorry I went back to Jack, but like I forgot about that ending bit. Toshiko got thrown into this unit facility. Fucking the Brigadier would never allow this to happen. I'm pretty sure the Brigadier was retired at this point. I'm pretty sure he retired during Classic Doctor Who, even, right? But I didn't watch those episodes, but I've heard that's what happened. I think. Torchwood was thrown into this facility for an undetermined amount of time. We don't know how much time it was. But Jack eventually came for her. And he explains, okay, so girl, this shit that you made, this device, it's not a sonic screwdriver. It's like a sonic probe or whatever, right? It's a sonic whatever. Fucking, you made this shit in like a single night. And also this shit works. And Tosh is like, I just follow the blueprints. And he's like, no, you fucking did not. Because those blueprints don't work. Those blueprints are fucking wrong. They were put away on shelves because they didn't work, girl. And the reason why they work, that shit that you make works is because you made it. It's because you naturally, like, automatically just fix everything and made it works. Like, you understood what it did. You understood what it was supposed to be. And then you fixed it. Like, you made it your own thing. And it works. And it's like, girl, like, nobody in the planet has an understanding of technology like you do in order to make shit like that. So what I'm saying is, oh, baby, you're good. I like that he said it like that, you know, Jack. And so he goes like, okay, come work for me. And I like that he didn't tell her to do it. She was like, you gotta get me out of here. And Jack is like, but you gotta come work for me first. Like, he waited for her to say it in order for him to say it. So then he goes, I'm gonna get them to wipe your records clean. You're gonna come work for me. And I try to save people. That's what I do. You know, it's a work in progress, but I try to protect people. And Tosh is like, okay, what is gonna happen with my mom? And he's like, you only can have limited contact with her. Send her postcards, but that's just about it. And I like that Jack is like, yeah, but working for me is gonna be dangerous. Do you think you can handle a little danger? And then hard cut to her being stuck underneath all the rubble. You know, that was a good cut. I like that Riz was there to help them. I like that Riz was here to help them. I like that Riz is a character now. He can be involved in this shit. And Riz did say this very, like, real thing, which is, if you hadn't slept in, you would have been here with them, wouldn't you? And Gwen is like, Riz, shut the fuck up, let's go help him. That was great. Then we jump to Yanto, and they explain Yanto's backstory, how he got to join Torchwood. And I thought it was weird until I remembered, oh, Yanto, okay, we got Yanto's, like, half of Yanto's backstory in the Cyberwoman episode. Sorry, it was a while ago, I kind of forgot, but it made me remember. He did already work for Torchwood London, and he was there when the fucking Canary Wharf shit happened. You know, season 2 of Doctor Who happened. I wonder if I went back and watched that episode, I would see this actor. I wonder if he was there. I don't think I would have seen him, but whatever. So he worked there, and Lisa also worked there, and she got converted into a Cyberwoman, and she's fucking dead. So the reason why he's so pushy to join Torchwood is because he's trying to save Lisa. Because they have the fucking Cyberman equipment here at Torchwood, because he literally says it. He's like, yeah, Torchwood card is salvaged, whatever was there in Torchwood London. So then, and he had Lisa because he literally saved her. And then he was like, okay, so I gotta bring her here where they have the equipment in order to take care of her. And that's what led to the Cyberwoman episode. That's what we learned. So then that's the reason why he was so pushy to join. But what I did like, something that was cute and kind of endearing, was the fact that the entire time that Yanto and Jack met, there was sexual tension between them. The entire fucking time. Yanto helped them. And Yanto, like, absolutely helped them, and he would mention weevils and shit, but he was also like, hey, nice coat, you know? And then the same when he went with a coffee to the Torchwood door, being like, hey, coffee? It's like, I want to work for you. It's like, nope, no vacancies, whatever. And I like that after they fought the pterodactyl, and I can't believe that Yanto's the reason why the pterodactyl is in fucking Torchwood. I can't believe that they tied that together. Didn't need it to be tied out, but it was cool that it was. So they wrestled with it. They fucking succeeded. And then they had this moment when they were just like right on top of each other. And then they just stare at each other, and then Yanto's immediately like, I should go. Yanto's like, I have to go. And he's like walking away, and Jack is like, hey, report for work first thing tomorrow. Just like, come work for us. I like the suit, by the way. And that's why Yanto wears that suit everywhere. By the way, as Yanto's walking away, he's crying. And he's like very hurt. And I think the reason why that is because, like, with the context we got from the Cyberwoman episode, it tells us that everything Yanto is doing at this point in time is for Lisa in order to save her. And the reason why he probably feels that way, right, like right here when he's walking away, the reason why he probably is so sad is because he's thinking about Lisa and he's like, shit. And he's like, I love her. But at the same time, he just had this moment with Jack and he was like, did I just feel something for this dude? And then he's probably getting into his own head of like, what am I feeling right now regarding Lisa and regarding this fucking guy, Jack? And like, he's probably very confused. And he's probably like realizing something like, I'm probably never gonna have like a future with Lisa again. You know, it's probably something that he kept like repeating to himself and denying and repeating and denying, you know, and that it was probably one of those moments, the reason why he was acting like that. And then we go back to Owen. Well, we go to Owen. And the moment that Owen's backstory starts with him in a bed with this woman 4 years earlier, and they're laughing and smiling, I'm just like, oh no. Oh no, something real bad happened here. Something real bad happened here. Because like the reason why Owen is like that has to be because something real bad happened here. And when they showed me this is what it was 4 years ago, I'm like, oh no. Oh my god, like this cannot end well. This can only end in the worst way I can think of, and I couldn't even think about what that would be like. Something real bad happened to him, and that's why he's the way that he is. And they show me this fiancé girl, and both of them smiling and being happy, and Owen looks proper, you know, his hair and everything, and I'm just like, oh no, where is this going? And it went to just about the worst place it could have gone. So this girl, I forgot her name, Katie, I think was her name. She was Owen's fiancée, and they were gonna get married. And I like that he caught onto it very early, before they even said it. I didn't cut up to it when they were on the bed. I'm not sure if there were hints to it because I wasn't paying full attention. I was seeing some shit. But then when Owen's face turns like sad, and then her face is also like sad and lost. She's just like staring but not, she's like looking but not seeing, you know? She's just kind of like looking at nothing. And she's just holding things. I'm just like, okay, something's happening here. And I was like, and Owen keeps saying words. He's saying water, milk, kettle, you know? And I'm just like, oh no. Something real bad's happening with her. I'm just like, does she have Alzheimer's? And then she has this moment where she's like laughing, crying, and then they start hugging. I'm just like, oh my fucking god. And she did have an early onset Alzheimer's. Very early. Fucking youngest case they've ever seen. And when they said that, I'm like, is this some alien shit? Guess what? It was. They see a tumor in the MRI that Owen pushed for it to happen. And then when Owen's waiting for the surgery, well, they were going to do a surgery, and I'm just like, okay, it's not going to go well. She's either going to die or like she's going to be left in a state that is going to be so fucked up, and that's what's going to fuck Owen for life. It was the worst iteration of the first option, which is she did die, but it was because she had an alien parasite in her brain that grew out of her brain and kill everyone in the room. And her also. And I hate that I could see it. I hate that I literally just, like, they walked into the room and she's there in the fucking, she's there in like the fucking surgery bed and everything's covered but like her mouth because he needs to breathe and like the nose, and her brain is just open. It's just open and there's an alien fucking parasite squid shit with tentacles and shit coming out of it. I hate that I could see it. And I hate that Owen could see it. And he's just like, what the fuck? And then he went fucking crazy trying to figure out what the fuck is happening. And I like that Owen, because he's a doctor, he kept going through all the like things that made sense. He was like, okay, so I'm losing my mind. I'm having a mental breakdown. Like I'm in full denial. Like I'm inventing shit. My brain's coming up with shit in order to fool me, trick me, try to make sense of things. And it's like, no, all of that shit was actually real. And I like that Jack showed up and he was like, okay, Owen, you got nothing left. Come work with me. You know, he was like, you seem to be very determined. You were fucking bent on trying to find me. You were very set on all these things. I like that determination. And also, I kind of need a doctor. Well, he said I need a medic because he did said a doctor. Probably not what Jack, the choice of words Jack could have, what I wanted to use. But he said I need a medic on deck. So he was like, okay, come join the team. I feel like the reason why Jack told him to join the team was mostly out of like pity. Just like, this guy has nothing left. And he said like, go work in the fucking hospital halls and think of her every day, things that reminded you of her. So maybe not. Maybe come work with me, you know? And we're gonna fucking hunt aliens or whatever. And he was like, I don't believe you. And then they took him to Torchwood and he was like, all right, what the fuck? And that's where he joined. That explains exactly Owen as a character. That explains exactly why Owen is the way he is. And I like that. I like that we finally now get full context for Owen as a person, right? We got a little bit of it on the Adam episode, and he even mentioned it in this episode a little bit when Jack asked him, why did you become a doctor? And Owen said, because I thought if I could save a life, I could make my own worthwhile. So Owen is a person that like from very, very young age, because we did say that like his mom just told him that she didn't love him or whatever, you know, just like, fuck you, I don't care for you. You're my son, but I don't really care about you. So that probably made Owen a person that like felt like he was worthless, like since forever, since ever forever. Yeah, since he probably never felt like he was anyone that mattered. So he just become a very closed off individual that never really opened up to anyone, with the exception of like Katie, probably. So Katie probably changed his life and saved it forever, right? He was like, this is like the only person that ever made me feel something like this. And then that shit happened. And that probably just broke him forever. That just made him so that just like he just became like the worst version of himself, which is just like, I should never like open up to anyone. I should never try to have any meaningful relationships, because if like the only meaningful relationship you ever had ended up in that way, you go like, okay, I'm traumatized forever and I'm never going to have that again, in fear that could happen again, you know? He probably didn't think of it like that, but that's what your brain subconsciously can do. Just like, nope, I'm never getting involved in anything ever again. Because like your brain learns that like opening up to that degree means unbelievably amounts of hurt and pain. So you just don't anymore. And that's the reason why Owen is that way. I like that. That explains exactly the way Owen is. It explains exactly why he's like that. And I like that we finally got to learn that. This episode was fucking fire in terms of context for everyone. I really enjoyed it. As for beginnings of two-parters, this is like the best one I can think of. Like, okay, so here's the thing. It's like, this is the beginning of a two-parter where it's just like Captain Junghart came back. At the end, he's like, yeah, he's Junghart. He set up bombs for everyone, and everyone got fucking blown up. And luckily, Gwen wasn't there. Fucking Gwen coming in like Josuke, right? Because like, I remember okay, so JoJo Part 4 reference. During the Bite the Dust arc, Josuke sleeps in, and he's late. And the reason why he saves everyone at the end is because he was late. And he was very opportunistic to not be there early and show up at the exact same time that he was needed when Hayato did the call shit. And I'm just like, that's the reason why they all got saved, because Gwen slept in late. And then she was like, oh shit, I gotta go help them, you know? So kudos to Gwen for being terrible at her job and saving everyone as a result. That was great. Anyway, so Captain Junghart comes back. He has Gray, apparently. Well, I don't know if he has Gray. He said he had, but he just like projected a projection of him, I think. So anyway, he says he has Gray. Okay, so he comes back. He's Torchwood's the master, essentially. And then it's like, okay, sure, next episode we'll deal with that. We'll see what conflict that leads into. But as for beginning of a two-parter, this one was really good. Because it just, like, some shit happened in minute 1, and then we spent 40 minutes just showing backstory for every single character. Here's the thing, though. There is a formula that is as old as time. That is sudden character backstory development is followed by sudden tragic death, right? Because in order to maximize the pain, in order to maximize the amount of hurt, they want you to learn exactly everything you need to know about them in order to care for them a lot. Even if you didn't care about them before, now you do, because now you get to see all the shit they went through that you didn't know about before, and now they're dead. So this makes me very worried for the Torchwood team. And I said this before because I watched Doctor Who, and I remember in the series 4 Doctor Who finale, and I haven't watched it in a long time, by the way. I'm just speaking from memory, and I don't think neither Owen nor Tosh were there. I think it was Gwen, Yanto, and Jack. And the thing is that that could just be the fact that they didn't get the actors to come in to do that. It could also mean Owen and Tosh are gonna die. Here's the thing. Owen is already kind of dead. So if he fully died, I would be like, fine. You know, I would be like, the fact that he already died halfway through the season and then he stayed for another, he didn't die when he died, right? I'm just like, I'm expecting him to not make it past this season, right? I've said this before. However, this now also makes me very worried for Tosh. I don't think it makes me worried for Gwen or Yanto because I think they were there in the season 4 finale. But I am very worried about the other two. Fucking Riz could die too. Or did Riz show up in the series 4? I don't remember. I think he like called Gwen. I know Gwen was talking to someone, and I'm thinking it would be Riz, but I don't know who it would be. But yeah, because Riz is here. Riz is here at the finale of this episode. Well, at the ending of this episode. Well, the entire episode, he was helping them out, right? But when Captain Junghart shows up and he chose the transmission, he was there. So it was the entire Torchwood name and Riz. So I suppose Riz now matters to a degree. So that would be dope if the final episode we had this entire like confrontation with Captain Junghart and Riz is there. He just shows up. He's there, you know. Yeah, because they don't have a car anymore. They have Riz's car. So yeah, Riz is gonna be the one just driving them around. That's gonna be great. But anyway, I'm excited for this next episode because this episode didn't really build on anything leading up to next episode. It just says Captain John Hart is back. Cool. I was expecting him to be back after episode 1, you know. But other than that, it doesn't really do anything. But yeah. The only thing I want to say is that I can't believe the entire Torchwood team is okay. I literally cannot believe the entire Torchwood team made it out alive and okay after that series of explosion. It was like a bomb for every single one of them, right? And the entire building fucking blew up. Like Jack is fine. He's immortal. It's fine. However, okay, Owen was Tosh was hurt to a degree. She had like a rib broken or open broken. You know, she had damage. Yanto just had a dislocated shoulder and they just fixed it, so it'll be fine for next episode. I cannot believe Owen is okay. I was expecting him to be cut in half because they could. That's something they could do. They could just have him have an ungodly amount of like physical damage and be okay because he's fucking undead. He's a zombie. He already sliced his hand open. He already like twisted his finger. It's like there's no amount of like shit that could happen to Owen and he'd be dead. So he could have lost an arm. He could have lost a leg. He could be split in half. And he could still like crawl around and talk and it will be okay. You know, he could be a talking head, a literal talking head, I think. Maybe not. Maybe he wouldn't be able to speak. But he could be a head and still be alive, you know? The only version of this that I've ever saw was it was in Mortal Kombat X actually. In Mortal Kombat X, there is like a god that gets decapitated and then they just toss his head around and he cannot speak. He's just like, because it's like, yes, if you're immortal and your head would be cut off, I don't think you would be able to speak or do anything else, but you would still be alive. So it was just like, you know, so I suppose that's what would happen with Owen. But if you want to take some liberties for the sake of, you know, sci-fi dumb bullshit, you could just make him speak. That would be fine, okay. But I cannot believe he's fine. I cannot believe he's fine after that, you know? Because like the thing is that even if he didn't get like sliced open, there's no way he didn't take some like really nasty damage from that explosion. Something should have broke. And if that something should have broke, I don't think he would just be fine walking around. Tosh is not. Why is Owen? Oh my god. I suppose you just got really lucky. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think that is it for this episode of Torchwood. It was really good. Oh my god, this discussion was like 40 minutes long. I mean, there were bits where I just didn't do anything. I didn't speak, so maybe 35 or something. But yeah, sure. There was a long discussion. This episode was really good. I'm really looking forward for the finale. But like, there was no reason for me to look forward to the finale, other than because like Captain John Hart is back. It's like cool. That's all I know. I suppose the only other thing I know is that there is this very uneasy feeling of death just around the corner. So maybe that is something to look forward to. Permanent character death, not temporal. We've had temporal character death. We have temporal character death like every episode with Jack and sometimes with Owen. But now it could be permanent. So that is maybe something to look forward to. But yeah, Torchwood, y'all. Torchwood's fucking great. So yeah, that is it for Torchwood this week. Thank you for being here. But if you would like to watch the finale for Torchwood Season 2 already, should be up at Patreon as well as full length and all that good stuff already. So go and check that out. Check the links in the description for that, social media, everything else, and I'll see you next time. Okay, everyone? Take care. Goodbye.